what's going on, everybody? Jordan and Robert here. We are your boys at Royally Rumbled, and this is a brand new episode of 2008 Universe Mode.
We are getting ready for Survivor Series, and we have so much in store on both of our programs.
That's right. Robert, I hear that you have a Fatal 4-Way as your main event of Monday Night Raw.
I do, and there's a special stipulation on this Fatal 4-Way. 4 guys enter, 3 join Team Raw, but the guy who gets pinned or submits is off the team.
High stakes, high reward. I like that.
What's going on over on SmackDown?
Well, we have 3 guys in a triple threat match at Survivor Series for the WWE Championship, so I figured the next couple weeks, why not put them in a series of handicap matches? See what the dynamic will be like heading into Survivor Series.
How are they going to be able to trust one another?
Can they coexist?
That is the question.
But we have a bunch of other stuff going on Monday Night Raw. You want to catch everybody up?
Yeah, well, let's go to the ring in beautiful Miami. Monday Night Raw kicks off with Carlito heading to the ring to address his recent rivals in Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch. Last week, Trevor Murdoch viciously assaulted Carlito backstage.
Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch think they are cool. They think beating me 2-on-1 is cool? And jumping me in the back? Not cool. So not cool. But you know what is cool? Evening the odds. So I made a call. It's not going to be 2-on-1 anymore.
Carlito! It is so good to be the newest signee on Monday Night Raw.
What do you think, Miami? Is 2-on-2 cool? I think so too.
Oh, but before we get there, Lito, I just want to lay out a challenge. Next week, I want Trevor Murdoch 1-on-1. I want to show you and Monday Night Raw what I'm made of.
Now that's cool.
In our first match of the night, the rising tag team of the world's strongest man Mark Henry and the alpha male Marcus Corvon take on The Legacy, of course, accompanied by Randy Orton. Marcus Corvon and John Morrison get things started, and Morrison comes out swinging, but Corvon shakes it off and delivers a backbreaker. Morrison gets up and whips Corvon into the corner, drilling him with a drop kick. Morrison lands a leaping elbow drop and then a flatliner. Corvon fires up out of the corner and explodes into Morrison, dropping him with a double underhook slam. He tosses Morrison into the corner and then makes a tag to Mark Henry, and they deliver a double back elbow to the face of Morrison. Henry keeps him down and locks in an elevated camel clutch, but Morrison escapes. Morrison whips Henry into a Hurricane Rana and then taunts to the crowd again. Morrison launches into his comeback sequence, but Henry cuts it off with an STO. Morrison gets back to his feet and hits a standing Spanish fly on Mark Henry. He then whips him into the corner and makes the tag to Ziggler. They hit the zigzag big boot combination on Henry. Ziggler goes for the pin, but Corvon is there to immediately break it up. Ziggler sucker punches Corvon off the apron, but Mark Henry was ready to slam Ziggler to the mat. Ziggler lands a neckbreaker and then sets up for a reverse DDT on Henry, who reverses and lands a suplex. Henry tags out to Corvon, who charges Ziggler with a knee. They trade Irish whips into their respective corners before Corvon tags Henry back in for some double teamwork. Ziggler gets Henry into his corner before talking some smack and tagging to Morrison, who returns the double team favor. Morrison then rears back and blasts Henry with a devastating clothesline. Henry gets back to his feet on shaky legs and Morrison clotheslines him again, but Henry is able to make a tag. Corvon and Henry toss Morrison over their shoulders with some huge impact. The alpha male is fired up, but Randy Orton slithers his way up onto the apron, distracting Corvon long enough for Morrison to land a Dragon Rana. Morrison tags in Ziggler as Mark Henry gets stopped by the official from entering the ring, and Corvon eats a double super kick. Ziggler drops Corvon with a famouser. Ziggler manages to tag Morrison in, and they hit another zigzag big boot combination. Ziggler tries to run interference, but Mark Henry easily breaks up the pin. Corvon was busted open on the big boot. Morrison whips Corvon into the corner, and they do it again. Ziggler shoots the half, but again Mark Henry breaks it up. Corvon regains consciousness and tackles Ziggler into the corner. He is bleeding really badly. Corvon desperately needs to make a tag, but Ziggler won't let it happen and drops him with a stinger splash in the corner. Corvon somehow gets Ziggler into his corner, but is completely delirious from the blood loss and doesn't make the tag. Instead, he lines Ziggler up for the pounce! But wait, Randy Orton distracts the ref just as Corvon rolls Ziggler over for the pin attempt. Corvon is a bloody disaster and then takes a spinning heel kick to the face. Corvon makes a hot tag to Mark Henry. Henry completely dominates Morrison here and eventually lands a World's Strongest Slam, but Randy Orton distracts the referee and Ziggler breaks it up. Morrison fires out and hits yet another standing Spanish fly on Mark Henry. He tags in Ziggler, and for the fourth or fifth time, they deliver another zigzag big boot combo, and Henry is busted open. Corvon stops the pin attempt and tosses Ziggler over his head. Corvon hangs Morrison up on the top rope as Mark Henry drapes his arm over Ziggler's chest. 1, 2, no! Ziggler gets his shoulder up at 2 7/8. This match continues. Mark Henry brutalizes Morrison in the corner, eventually dropping him with a huge Samoan drop. Henry goes for a pin, but Orton drags the referee out of the ring. Henry stays on the attack, but Morrison surprises him with double knees to the face. Ziggler and Morrison double team Henry, and then Morrison connects with a moonlight drive to cover Henry for a huge win. Ziggler and Morrison add insult to injury, attacking both of their opponents after the match. Women's champion Mickie James is headed to the ring to respond to SmackDown Divas champion Melina.
SmackDown Divas champion Melina has thrown down the gauntlet. She wants to face me at Survivor Series to prove who the best woman superstar in WWE is. And I've heard the whispering in the back about how I'm scared. I'm not scared of anyone, and I'll prove it. Next week on Raw, I'm inviting Melina to be my special guest. On one condition. Let's make our match an Iron Woman's match. After Survivor Series, I don't want there to be any questions about which one of us is the most dominant woman in WWE. Let's show the fans and the rest of the women why we are the best.
CM Punk had to face Kane last week after an exchange with William Regal, so this week he faces off against Intercontinental Champion Umaga in a non-title bout. However, this week I have barred all of Checkmate from ringside. Umaga takes the fight to CM Punk, slamming his head off the turnbuckle 10 times. But here comes Triple H. Triple H has slid into the ring and delivers a pedigree. Referee not Charles Robinson is forced to ring the bell. Triple H attacked Umaga knowing Regal and Kane were barred from ringside. The mind games continue. Next up, we have Evan Bourne taking on the captain of Team Raw, JBL. JBL starts the match off by offering his hand in a show of sportsmanship. Evan Bourne hesitates for just a moment and JBL decks him right in the jaw. The match starts with JBL trying to impose his strength on Bourne, but Bourne sticks a knee in JBL's gut. The speed of Bourne gets the better of JBL, who takes a moment on the outside to gather himself before coming back in and attacking Evan Bourne. They exchange punches in the center of the ring before JBL snatches Bourne up and hits a snap suplex. JBL stays on top of Bourne, delivering several strong strikes and grapples, before violently forcing a pin attempt, but Bourne kicks out. JBL dodges a super kick attempt, slamming Bourne down with another suplex. JBL completely ragdolls Evan Bourne, hitting a spinning neckbreaker. Bourne fires up with a Hurricane Rana and a crucifix pin attempt. Bourne then lands his comeback and hits a standing shooting star press, but JBL shakes him off and drops him to the mat with a shoulder tackle. JBL overpowers Bourne, slamming him to the mat again and again. JBL sets Bourne up for a big powerbomb and then savagely bombs him into the ropes, and Bourne lands in an awkward fashion. JBL makes the emphatic pin for the win. The captain of Team Raw was 100% focused tonight. The next match is in our women's division, pitting Ashley versus a returning Candice Michelle. Ashley starts the match by taking Candice down, but Candice answers by clotheslining Ashley to the outside. Back on the inside, Ashley lands a running bulldog and a monkey flip before planting Candice with a head scissors takedown. Ashley is fired up, grabbing Candice's hair and slamming her head into the mat repeatedly. Candice gets Ashley in the corner and hits a tornado DDT. Candice shoots the half, but Ashley is able to kick out at one. They tussle around for a bit before Candice dodges an attack and drop kicks Ashley's knees out from under her. Ashley recovers on the apron, but Candice is there to drop her to ringside. Candice bitch slaps Ashley, and then the two brawl on the outside as the referee makes the count. After a running bulldog on the outside, Ashley gets Candice in the ring at the count of 7. Ashley spears her and then hits a spine buster, but Candice kicks out at 2 again. Ashley hits an elbow drop from the second rope and makes the pin for the victory.
Man, what a crazy episode of Raw. You had returning Evan Bourne and Candice Michelle. We had statement wins from JBL, Ashley, and that friggin' tag team match, dude.
I still can't catch my breath from the tag team. I feel bad that people had to go on after it because they just decided it was WrestleMania.
Sometimes it's got to be that way.
Yeah, but now we head to the main event. I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know how motivated all of these guys are to get onto Team Raw, but with JBL's statement win, I think Team Raw's got something cooking here. So we've got Randy Orton taking on Kofi Kingston and Jeff Hardy and Rey Mysterio. That's the main event, so let's get to the ring.
Mr. Money in the Bank.
Yeah, you got it.
Making his way to the ring.
Did I beat you to it? Did I beat you to it?
No, you're good. You're good.
Well, it's fine. I mean, we'll just keep talking then. Whatever. It's Mr. Money in the Bank, Robert. Here we are. We're running through it.
Mr. Money in the Bank coming out first here. Kofi helping Crime Time win the tag team championships back at Cyber Sunday, and then getting a match against Dolph Ziggler that he subsequently lost last week.
Yeah, the eternal feud that seems to be going currently with Kofi Kingston and the Legacy is only going to get bigger and better here. But there's other people involved in this match as well, because this man right here, the charismatic Enigma, one of my all-time favorite performers in WWE history, is going to come out eventually.
Yeah, what the there he is. Yeah, Jeff Hardy having an opportunity last week in that triple threat with JBL and Rey, and really seemed to pop off on Rey more often than you would have probably expected.
Yeah, it was very interesting, and I think that could be because of the fact that Rey wasn't scheduled in that match last week. That was a curveball thrown by you.
Yeah, and maybe Jeff had a harsher reaction to it than JBL did. JBL just said, all right, fine, I don't think Rey Mysterio is shit, I'll just knock him down.
That's exactly what he did.
Yeah. So I could see, but it's going to be interesting here to see Jeff and Rey and what they decide to do. But before Rey Mysterio comes out, here he comes, the Viper, Randy Orton, taking Dolph Ziggler and John Morrison under his wing as part of the Legacy.
Now, I think it was very interesting because he did lead them to a tag team championship victory over Crime Time back at No Mercy in that incredible tables match, which is available on the channel. You guys could go back and watch that if you haven't. But yeah, John Morrison, Dolph Ziggler under the learning tree of Randy Orton, and last week led Dolph Ziggler to a victory over the man in the ring, Kofi Kingston.
Yep. So it'll be very interesting. I don't know how much Randy likes to be part of a team necessarily. I know he likes to lead men as the leader, but we already have a captain in JBL for Team Raw. So I'll be very interested to see if Randy Orton can first make the team and then how he would then handle it.
And the slow, methodical walking of Randy Orton, really taking his sweet time to get into the ring. It's a familiar scene that a lot of people are used to seeing, and here we're gonna get that Randy Orton pose.
Yeah, get your cameras ready.
I think it's going to be very interesting, out of the four of these guys, which three are actually going to move on here.
Yeah. You just don't want to be the guy that gets pinned or submitted. And a man that didn't get pinned or submitted last week, or wait, no, he did, right?
He did, yeah.
And the man that got pinned last week by JBL, Rey Mysterio, getting another shot to get onto Team Raw. He might not be the captain, but he might be able to secure his spot on the team still.
That's true. I mentioned it before. This is high risk, high reward, and man, oh man, the four talents that are about to set foot into this match. It's going to be explosive. That's one thing for sure. But we're building towards Survivor Series, so
yeah.
We've already mentioned that these guys don't necessarily get along, so...
Look at Jeff, man. He is fucking psyched out. He is looking right at Rey Mysterio. The bell rings, and Jeff going right after Rey, and Orton going right after Kofi.
No surprise there. I'm honestly a little shocked at the aggression that we're seeing from Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, I mean, wow, front drop kick on the outside as Orton keeps Kofi on the ground. Ooh.
But there's a counter from Rey Mysterio, and look out, wheelbarrow facebuster.
But on the inside of the ring, Randy Orton now, Kofi Kingston reverses it here. Hits a European uppercut.
Now we gotta watch out, because Hardy and Mysterio are right in front of us here. There's so much happening in this match. This is essentially two singles matches.
It's really turned into that. It's very interesting. These guys are just working out whatever shit they have against each other. Look at Kofi. Ooh, shit, right in front of us. Jeff.
Mysterio, Hurricane Rana. And Orton's down in the corner with Kofi. Kofi with a powerbomb. Now, Mysterio and Hardy, they can't end the match on the outside of the ring. The fall needs to happen inside the ring. So it leads me to believe that Randy Orton and Kofi Kingston are the only two involved right now.
Yeah, and I mean, kind of an interesting strategy from Jeff and Rey. Just beat the shit out of each other outside, stay out of it. That way you're guaranteed to get in. Ooh.
It's almost as if they're less concerned about Survivor Series and more concerned with inflicting damage on their rivals.
Definitely, as Rey is probably looking to bring him in the ring, Rey. Gee, off the steps.
And Kofi heading to the top rope.
What are we going to see here?
Oh, and a beautiful elbow drop. Cover one.
Orton's able to kick out there.
And just counters Kofi.
Ooh, Randy, one.
Right into a cover. But and Mysterio just gets slammed head first onto this announce desk.
Yeah, I don't think either of them give two shits about being on Team Raw or not. They want to kick the hell out of each other. Look at that.
And Kofi in the ring sets him up. Boom drop.
Uh-oh. Kofi's calling for it.
Trouble in no!
RKO! RKO out of nowhere.
And a cover. 1, 2,
3. Wow. Randy Orton, the Viper, striking out of nowhere, stealing the match.
And that means Kofi Kingston eating that pinfall. That means that he is no longer a member of Team Raw for Survivor Series.
Yeah, it's been a rough 2 weeks for Kofi since that huge pay-per-view win. And there you see the boom drop. We thought maybe Kofi had it in the bag, but Randy Orton slithering out of a Trouble in Paradise and connecting with an RKO, and then you saw Ray and Jeff try to half-heartedly slide in the ring to stop it there, but Randy Orton cementing his spot as, I guess, number 2, the co-captain, maybe, of Team Raw, and the rest of Team Raw filling out with Jeff and Ray.
It's a stacked card for Survivor Series, a stacked team, and Randy Orton, history-making superstar at Survivor Series. Will he make more of it in just 2 weeks at Survivor Series?
Huge finish there, man.
That basically boiled down to 2 one-on-one matches. The history between Randy Orton and Kofi Kingston is very apparent.
Yes.
And clearly there's some animosity brewing between Jeff Hardy and Rey Mysterio after last week's triple threat match with JBL. Now they went and weren't even involved in this decision.
But now they have to team up underneath JBL and the man who won the match, Randy Orton, who gets a little bit of Kofi Kingston has had to eat it from the legacy 2 straight weeks now. So very interesting stuff there.
All that being said, Survivor Series, your team is filled out.
It is.
Big Show and Jericho so far on SmackDown, but tonight we're going to reveal one more person on Team SmackDown. SmackDown opens with Chris Jericho in the ring. Let's hear what he has to say.
Last week, due to the extraordinary tactical skills that I showcased in my tag team match, the Big Show and I won and successfully joined the team representing SmackDown at Survivor Series. I feel like due to this, along with the fact that I'm a former WWE champion, it only makes sense that I should lead this team to victory.
What the hell are you talking about, Jericho? I know I didn't just hear you claim that you were the reason we won last week. Everyone saw me pin D.H. Smith, not you. As far as your other qualifications go, there's only one of us in this ring who currently holds championship gold. You said it yourself, Chris. You're a former WWE champion. I'm the king of the ring, and soon enough, I'll be the WWE champion again. So I should lead Team SmackDown.
Listen here, you oversized buffoon. You wouldn't have made that pin on Smith if it weren't for me softening him up for you, and I had to stop Kid from attacking you.
Why don't you just put your gear on and we come back out into this ring and settle it? Oh wait, are you gonna go low again so that I don't knock your tiny ass out?
I would have no problem with that. However, I think our best course of action would be to start getting on the same page if we want to win at Survivor Series.
Sure. Let's make one thing clear. I'm the world's largest athlete, and I'll wreck anyone who gets in my path to what I want. Especially you. So stay out of my way. As tensions rise between these two members of Team SmackDown, our opening match will determine who the third member of that team will be, as Christian takes on John Cena. Cena is nothing but business here and unleashes a more ruthless side of himself than we've seen in a very long time, hitting Christian with a drop kick and following it up with a deadlift gut-wrench suplex. He continues the assault on Christian, hitting him with a back suplex from the top rope. He tries to force Christian to tap out using an armbar, but Christian hangs on and fights himself free. He gets Cena into a fireman's carry position and drops him face first into the mat. Christian follows it up with an armbar of his own, but Cena is able to push Christian off for a moment and fires up. Christian is able to take Cena down with a backbreaker. Cena counters a forearm from Christian, but Christian counters and traps Cena in a cloverleaf. John Cena fights Christian off and flips him over, and then follows it up by grabbing Christian and dropping him with a neckbreaker. Cena calls for it and connects with a 5-knuckle shuffle. He covers Christian, but Christian gets the shoulders up at 2. Cena stalks his opponent and hits the FU to pin Captain Charisma and join Chris Jericho and the Big Show on Team SmackDown. Following that, Divas champion Melina is in one-on-one action against Victoria. Victoria demands to be taken seriously in this one, showcasing her strength and athleticism. She opens the match by backing Melina up against the ropes, then catches her with a gutbuster, following it up with a running splash. Melina is able to kick out before 1 though, and forces Victoria to the apron, where she ties her up in the ropes and stretches the referee's count to 4 before she boots Victoria in the face. Melina goes after Victoria, who is able to counter and keeps Melina grounded, tossing her into the announce table before returning to the ring. Melina fires up and connects with the double knees in the corner. Victoria counters Melina and Irish whips her into the corner, but as she charges at her, Melina counters a shoulder tackle with a DDT. Melina knocks Victoria out of the ring yet again and follows it up with a running splash off the apron to the outside. Melina hits a Hurricane Rana and traps Victoria in a figure 4 head scissors before throwing her back into the ring and beating the 10 count. Melina traps Victoria in the California Dream, but Victoria powers out and connects with a punch to the back before sending her into the corner and cutting her in half with a shoulder tackle. Victoria stomps the Divas champion in the corner before being countered and stacked up in the corner. Victoria rocks Melina with a back elbow. She attempts a widow's peak, but Melina reverses with an arm drag. She then hits Victoria with a sunset split and covers her for the pinfall victory. As Melina celebrates in the ring, you've got to be sure that Raw Women's Champion Mickie James is watching. In a rematch from last week, Matt Hardy looks to avenge his loss to Ken Kennedy. Kennedy starts things off by kicking Hardy to the ground, before sending him off the ropes and connecting with a back elbow. Matt is able to reverse and bashes Kennedy's head off the turnbuckle, before he attempts a cover. Kennedy is able to reverse and drops Matt with a clothesline, before raking his eyes and trapping him in a chin lock. Hardy fights free and tosses Kennedy to the apron, delivering a right hand, knocking him to the floor. The fight continues on the outside as Kennedy punches Matt repeatedly before returning to the ring. Hardy counters and lands a snap suplex and floats over into the cover, but Kennedy gets the shoulder up. Hardy then proceeds to deliver several shots to the face and ducks a clothesline before dropping him with one of his own. Hardy connects with a twist of fate and covers the loudmouth, but Kennedy kicks out at 2. Matt takes a second to contemplate what to do next, but Kennedy is able to turn it around and lays Hardy out with another back elbow. Hardy rolls to the outside, and Kennedy gives chase, picking Matt up and dropping him face first onto the cold steel of the ringside steps, cutting Hardy open. The fight returns to the ring as Hardy refuses to quit. It appears the blood has only motivated Hardy even more. Kennedy counters Matt with a clothesline and tosses him into the corner, setting him up for a Green Bay plunge. Kennedy connects, driving the air out of the lungs of Matt Hardy, covering him for a 3 count. After the match, Mr. Kennedy takes a second and decides to beat Matt Hardy down. When is enough enough? Following a loss last week to Shawn Michaels, Shelton Benjamin is set to take on a new signee on SmackDown, R-Truth. Shelton takes control early, choking Truth on the ropes. Truth is able to counter Shelton and hits a reverse suplex into a modified stunner, completely rocking the premier athlete. Truth stays on the attack, however, kicking Shelton in the gut. Shelton reverses an Irish whip attempt and sends Truth to the outside with a sunset flip powerbomb. Shelton beats up on Truth outside for a bit before returning to the ring and getting caught with a headlock takeover. Shelton reverses R-Truth's clothesline attempt with a powerful Uranagi for the millions and millions of Shelton's fans. He knocks Truth to the outside and smashes his face on the Spanish announce table. Truth takes control and returns the fight to the ring, where he locks Shelton in a bicep lock, before Shelton fights free and slams Truth into the mat. Instead of going for the pin, Shelton taunts, but Truth slides out of the ring and hangs Shelton up over the top rope, stunning him. He then climbs to the top rope and nails Shelton with an elbow drop. He picks Shelton up and connects with a lie detector to win his debut match against the premier athlete, who walks to the back disappointed. United States Champion The Miz returns to SmackDown to gloat about his victory at Cyber Sunday. He talks about the future being bright for The Miz.
Unfortunately, I've been informed by SmackDown management that at Survivor Series, I must defend my United States Championship against Christian. I think that after the dominating performance I put on at Cyber Sunday, I shouldn't have to defend my title so soon. I mean, I defeated 2 superstars. Shouldn't I get more time off to recover? It's clear that my star power is needed to pop the ratings and pay-per-view buy rates. So fine. I've done it before and I'll do it again. I'll be walking out of Survivor Series, still your United States champion.
So The Miz not very happy with me regarding his Survivor Series opponent.
Sometimes you have to make hard decisions as the GM of a specific brand, and the triple threat that they had was fantastic. Why not have him defend against just one?
Yeah, I mean, The Miz did defeat Shelton Benjamin in that match.
Yeah.
Christian does hold a singles victory over The Miz, so...
I agree with you. Preaching to the choir here.
But all that aside, I figured since Edge ran his mouth last week, he can take on the team of Booker T and Shawn Michaels.
Well, let's do it. I want to see. And here is the rated R superstar Edge going it alone for your main event.
That's right. Edge came out on SmackDown last week and was not happy that Booker T requested a rematch with Shawn Michaels, which he is contractually obligated to receive. So I decided to make it a triple threat at Survivor Series. I felt like that's fair. Edge, of course, defeating John Cena at Cyber Sunday in their first blood match. Edge feels like he's entitled to a one-on-one match. However, he didn't feel like just wrestling Booker one-on-one. So, I stepped up, I made this match. We're getting a handicap match, and Edge gets to go it alone here.
Yeah, maybe a little punishment for having an attitude.
And critiquing SmackDown management, of course.
But a guy who doesn't critique SmackDown management, because you've worked in his favor most of the time, is Booker T.
From Houston, Texas, weighing in at 251 pounds, King Booker.
Yeah, the first time we're seeing him in action without the WWE Championship since SummerSlam.
Yeah, it's crazy. He had a hell of a run. And Cyber Sunday, we told everybody it's going to be maybe a monkey wrench in our plans. Maybe forks in the road have been drawn, but Booker losing his championship to HBK unexpectedly, obviously, kind of probably had to set him back a little bit.
Yeah, but Booker always trying to persevere. He's stated that he wants to tear the house down with Shawn Michaels one more time. Right now, he's got to focus on teaming up with Shawn.
Yeah. And, with Shawn Michaels, you're never too safe. Because you're
That's true.
always just one Sweet Chin music away from getting him to turn on you.
Exactly. In an instant, things could change. And look,
There he is.
you could see his title this time.
Boo, I missed the clipping.
He has stated
And his
he's a big fan of his merch, so you can
from
get his
San
new
Antonio,
tucked-in shirt
Texas,
exclusively on WWEshop.com/Royally Rumble 2008 Universe /Shawn Michaels tucked-in shirt
the Heartbreak Kid,
Dot
dot
org.
gif.
Dot gif. Dot WXE.
But yeah, so there's my WWE champion.
Yeah. And, we've had some comments on Shawn Michaels taking the championship. Some people feel like in real life he should have gotten another championship run in this era, and that you're affording the great Shawn Michaels that opportunity.
I mean, technically, it wasn't me. It was the Royally Rumbled faithful, as
True.
each and every one of you guys voted for Shawn Michaels in that match. And it resulted in a championship victory.
It looks like Booker's going to lead things off against Edge. Here we go. Bell is rung.
Edge with a gutbuster, starting things off hot.
Yeah, right out of the gate. Edge going into the rest holds early. They're planning out the opening spots of this match here.
Calling it in the ring and a cover, but Booker kicks out, not even a 1 count. Referee not Charles Robinson.
Ooh, takes a knee to the face. And Edge basking in the glory of the Edgeheads.
And both of these guys had a lot to say to each other last week. If you guys all watched episode 33, they exchanged words in a promo, which led to this match, essentially.
Yeah.
Now Booker going for a back elbow, but Edge reversing and counters into a DDT.
Huge DDT. Edge holding his own here, but Shawn Michaels has not gotten into the match yet. Oh!
And something that's interesting is how trustworthy is Shawn Michaels. Like you said before, can Booker fully trust him, the guy that took your championship?
Booker fights out from a power slam attempt, it looks like. And he's going to whip Edge into the corner and probably make the tag here. No. Michaels drops off of the apron, and Booker hooks Edge up in the tree of woe.
And using that boot to choke the life out of the Rated R Superstar.
Going for the pin. Well, not even.
Not Charles Robinson trying to count on top of Edge and Booker T.
Not a 1 count from not Charles Robinson. And here comes Shawn Michaels, finally tagged in. Has the work been done to Edge, though?
Oh.
No. He heard me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Edge is not happy. He's mad that he's even in this match. And wait a minute.
Oh!
There's that DDT, that impaler DDT from Edge to the WWE Champion, and now he's trying to separate the skull from the spine of the Heartbreak Kid.
I mean, Shawn Michaels has dealt with spine injuries in the past, so smart of Edge to attack him. But Michaels there dodging the attack and seemingly setting himself up for more offense on Edge.
And now the Heartbreak Kid. Modified figure 4 there.
We've seen this from Michaels a little bit recently.
Yeah, could be an homage to the great Nature Boy Ric Flair. Of course, Shawn retiring Nate at WrestleMania this past year. And he's gone on to win the WWE Championship in 2008. And a cover, but Edge kicking out.
Just a 1 count. Michaels working Edge's neck here. You really gotta. Michaels is capable of a lot more offense. I don't know what's holding him back in this match.
Well, Shawn picking up that win last week against Shelton Benjamin. Pretty impressive.
Great match.
So tonight seems to have his hands full with the Rated R Superstar, and there's Edge with that clothesline.
Leaping clothesline. What is this?
Slamming him face first into the mat, and now
Edge tuning up his own band. Spear!
A spear connects! Cover! 1, 2! But the WWE Champion gets the shoulders up!
The perseverance of Shawn Michaels.
Edge would love nothing more than to defeat Shawn Michaels and Booker T in a handicap match. Imagine the momentum that he would carry in.
Michaels needs to tune up the band himself here, I think. No, he's going to go for the elbow drop.
He's up at the
here
top.
It is.
And connects, dropping the elbow into the chest of Edge. And now Michaels picking him up. But wait! Edge counters.
There you go. That was a weird sequence from Michaels. What was he thinking? Maybe playing a little bit of possum there. Here comes Shawn Michaels with a Russian leg sweep.
Expertly applied, and Michaels drops another elbow into the chest of Edge.
I think this is the part of the match where Edge kind of starts to run down because the numbers game is going to start to affect you here. But Shawn Michaels, here we go. Tuning up the band.
Sweet chin music. Cover. 1, 2. No!
What?
Edge gets the shoulder up. I don't believe it.
Michaels doesn't even know what to do.
Michaels kicked out of a spear. Edge kicks out of Sweet Chin Music. And Michaels reluctantly makes the tag to Booker.
Here we go. Booker T, no stranger to tag team action. He has been in some prolific tag teams in his career with his brother Stevie Ray and Goldust.
Yeah. Also a member of the Main Event Mafia. In TNA. This is kind of like an alternate history, though, because in this universe, he didn't leave. He never left. But wait a minute! Spinebuster! And a cover! 1, 2, 3!
Wow.
That's it!
Yeah, Edge was gassed. He needed Christian in his corner or something. He went the distance with Shawn Michaels, it seemed like, and then Booker T came in and just wiped the floor with him.
What a interesting match. And the dynamics are only going to change going forward.
Look at this. Oof. I thought it was over there.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be over as well, and we see Michaels very, very quickly get that shoulder up at the very last second. There's that elbow drop from the top rope. I'm surprised Michaels didn't go for a cover there.
Yeah, something was off, but then look at this beautiful sweet chin music. Nobody does the super kick better, nobody ever will.
And I thought that could have been it, but Edge
Definitely
kicking out right there.
Here are your winners, King Booker and
looks like there might be a little bit of respect between these two gentlemen there. There you go. All right.
And the WWE Champion shaking hands with the former champion, but was it safe to turn his back?
I mean, Edge, not a champion in our 2008 universe. He just faced the current and former WWE champion on a team by himself. Give him a little bit of slack. If he would have won, it would have been incredible.
Yeah, and honestly, after the spear attempt, I thought that could have been it. However, it was not the case. But Edge will be teaming up with one of them next week. Who that will be, stay tuned to find out.
To see what happens next and what happens at Survivor Series in the future, you're going to have to subscribe to the channel and hit that little notification bell so you don't miss any of the new updates.
Yeah, we're posting videos as often as we can. This will probably be out right alongside the release of 2K22, which we have more content coming with that.
Oh.
But we need to finish up this 2008 universe first.
We're taking it to WrestleMania. We have to.
We are. So we're 2 weeks away from Survivor Series now. So please stay with us. If you would like to, you could follow us on social media, get all of our updates, including the power rankings, which we do for each and every episode. So you could find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Royally Rumbled.
And if you like, you could follow us individually. I am Robert. I am on Instagram and Twitter at Yesball.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at JL24FPS. So thank you very much for watching. We will see you on the very next episode. Big things are coming your way. Survivor Series teams getting filled out.
Yeah.
Now we have Robert's entire full team there.
Let us know what you think of the Survivor Series teams. If you're liking the storylines that are going on, if you have any questions, if you're like, why is this happening? Drop a comment. More than happy to talk about it with you.
Yeah, please. But for Royally Rumbled, my name is Jordan.
I'm Robert.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the very next episode in 2008.